everyone. Welcome back to Cherry Renew. This is Jasmine here with Bentley. I am here sharing some of my monthly favorites, which are normally items that are either low cost or no cost that I really enjoyed and figured that I would share so that way you guys can also get in on these good items or events or activities, whatever they may be. So let's get into it. So I record all of my monthly favorites in this book here. I just like the color and the cats on it, and it just makes me really happy every time I open it. So for February, I tried to create a few different categories. For example, I have like a category for YouTube channel, music, video games, food, reading, TV or movies. And normally I'll try to fill in one of each, but I'm not going to artificially fill in something if I don't feel super passionate about it. So some of these don't have as many entries as some of the other ones. For example, YouTube channel, I normally have like a favorite YouTuber every month. I have a rotation of a few people that I like to watch. For example, I like to follow one guy who goes camping with his dog almost like every weekend, but I haven't watched any of his stuff this month. It's just been a bit busier, so I didn't want to input anything that I didn't feel super passionate about. For music, though, I have really been into Taylor Swift and Bad Bunny, which, of course, are two of the biggest artists out there. Bad Bunny, of course, his Super Bowl performance really was fantastic. I am Puerto Rican, and it spoke to me on a different level than I was expecting. So I started re-listening to some of his music. Mainly his newest album is what I love to dance around the house to. And then Taylor Swift, I do enjoy her music. There is something fun and lighthearted about a lot of it, and so I just enjoy it. Simple as that. For video games, I found a game last month called Where Winds Meet, and it's a Chinese, like ancient or like medieval styled game. It's open world. You can play online with other people or you can play solo, which I love. And what's best is that it's free. I play it on story mode. I'm not here to impress anybody. I just like to beat up a few bad guys and also explore different areas. It is a great game overall. I am surprised that it's so free, but it is very fun and I would give it a go. For food, this I am going to sound like such an old lady. Food this month, my obsession has been bran cereal. That's right, bran cereal. Uh, I I don't know how this came to be, but I can't say I'm surprised. When I was younger, my parents would buy Raisin Bran cereal, and I always hated the raisin part of the Raisin Bran cereal. So I would actually literally pick out the raisins from the Raisin Bran and then eat it just like that. And I was very happy with that. And I didn't realize at the time that they made just bran cereal like without the raisins. And so I had seen something about, gut health and, making sure you keep up with your fiber. And I am horrible about taking supplements. I figured, oh my gosh, let me just get some bran cereal and see how that works. And it's been really nice. I know, bran cereal of all things. For reading, I am currently reading one book and I finished another book. I'll share the one that I finished first. So here we have The Poet Empress. And The Poet Empress is a book that takes place in a fantasy. Gosh, I have a theme of like China this month. Anyway, it takes place in like a medieval China where the magic system is based on poetry. And not to spoil too much, but basically, you have the main character who she ends up being selected as kind of a joke to be empress, and what she is trying to do by learning the poetry magic to defeat whatever evil that she thinks needs to be destroyed. So it was a really fun read. I did read it in one day. 386 pages. So depending on how fast of a reader you are, you can probably also get through this in a day. If you aren't aware, I do make cards where I rate my books and I write down different categories and try to give it within my standard of what I consider good, right? Surprisingly, this book got a 4-star. Like I said, I enjoyed it. It's a good read. It just wasn't quite a super literary read, so I didn't expect it to score as highly as it did, but I'm very surprised. So if you are in the mood, I'm sure you can borrow this from the library. The book that I'm currently reading right now, and I am enjoying it as well, is The Garden. And this one is a little bit more of a horror story style book. I'm not complete with it yet. I'm still about halfway through, but it centers around two elderly sisters who are living in this garden, kind of cut off from the rest of the world. And then a boy shows up out of nowhere. And it's a little creepy, right? Because we don't know why they don't go out. There's like hints throughout the book of like, I don't know, natural disaster. I am still in the dark about it all. And it's really fascinating to read. So, if it is a fantastic read through the end, I'll let you guys know next month. But figured I'd share that one as well. For my categories of TV or movies, I have a few different things in here. Culinary Class Wars on Netflix. It's a fun time. Basically, it's a Korean show where chefs from either well-known restaurants or unknown restaurants will compete against each other to win the title of like who is the best chef or whatnot. And the show is supposed to be quite serious, but my husband and I laugh quite a bit through it simply because sometimes the editing of the show is amusing to us. They do use a Korean style of editing for their shows, and so we'll laugh at a couple of things, but it's all in good fun. The show's contestants are sometimes just really heartwarming and make you have hope in humanity. Really enjoyed it. So that was one show that we enjoyed. Another TV show that I am liking this month is an anime called Bleach. And I have watched Bleach before, not to its entirety, but I got to like episode, I'd say like 120 when I was first watching it. And then I just kind of fizzled out because at that point there had been so many filler episodes and I was like, I can't do it anymore. But I am rewatching it. It is still just as fun as the first time I watched it. That is it for my February favorites. Hope those helped you find something new. If you have any category suggestions, let me know. I would love to be able to add more categories to my list of the month of favorites. That would be wonderful. So, finally, I have one project that I want to share with you guys, which took me so much longer than I expected to complete this project. I don't understand why it took me so long to make a floor pillow, guys. It was ridiculous. I'm very happy with the result. Don't get me wrong, I don't regret the process. I just really underestimated how long it took me. I have a pink here, like a really, really, really light pink. I don't know if you guys can see that well. But I think this is going to go a lot better. You can probably use a white. If you're really good at your stitches, you can use whatever color you want, and I'm sure it'll look cool. Let's see here. What do I got in here? It's perfect. A bobbin ready to go. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to take the two sides, like let's say they're laying next to each other like this. You want to like fold it over, and wherever they're supposed to touch, you want to do a small seam there. Let's get this puppy rolling. So now that it's all pressed, this is what the first side looks like. It's looking really cute right now. Very happy with what I've done. I'm going to go ahead and start sewing the other half of it, and then I'll come back and chat when we're ready to attach the sides. Okay. Also, I don't know if you guys can tell, on this back side, I definitely did something wrong. I'm lined up perfectly here, but on this side, I'm off. Can you guys see this? I have no idea how I did that, but that happened. As we suspected, there were going to be some issues, right? So I'm not surprised. I just don't know how it happened, which I think is probably what's bothering me the most. But alas, we persist, we move on. Let's continue, guys. We're going to attach these guys. These things, right sides together. Guys, is it actually easier to sew this as one long strip and then attach it? I don't think it's easier. Let's try doing single-sided, and then if that doesn't work, then you don't do what I do. I should look this up, but why learn from somebody else when you can learn from your mistakes? Okay, so we have this pretty much lined on the sides. I've gone ahead and already pressed it out a bit, but if you can see here, basically, this is going to be the inside of it. And I did have to replace the needle halfway through. We're going to go ahead and add on our final piece. So basically, I'm going to take our top part and once again line it up with the insides of this project. This is going to be our top piece. I'll see you guys when that's done, and hopefully, fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed, that this comes out a-okay. So at this point of the project, I have basically one slit there on one end, and if I turn this inside out, it should begin to look like a floor pillow. So here we have our floor pillow, just like this, and it'll stand up with this on its sides. The one thing to remember about this last fold here that we're going to sew together is that you want to leave some space here in the middle to actually flip it inside out and also stuff it, right? I have some examples of what I'm going to use to stuff this thing with. I've been saving scraps for a while. So I have pieces of fabric that are like this from old projects where I can't really use any of these things, but once I get them cut up, they're going to make something decently comfortable. But basically, this is the kind of stuff that we're going to use. Okay. If you don't have anything like this, you can also use polyfill or cotton. Okay, so we've been sewed on 3 sides now, except for this one pocket where I can fit my hand into. So all you have to do is just turn it inside out. Cool. So here we have it. And let's get to stuffing this baby. So excited, guys. I really am.
I finally finished the floor pillow. Bentley immediately sat down when I placed it on the floor. But I went ahead and I did a blanket stitch on all of the edges, both top and bottom, and on the sides, just to help give it some extra structure. And if you look carefully, I also sewed some dimples into each of the four inner corners. So that way I could give it a little bit more of a classic look and also prevents the stuffing from overflowing into a dome shape. So overall, very happy. It is much smaller than its other counterpart over here, but that's okay. It fits me. It fits the dog quite well, as you can see. Right, Bentley? Yeah. This is what it looks like. And it's fantastic. So you can definitely give this project a try. It just, take your time with it. After all, what is the rush? But hopefully that gives you an inspiration to make a pillow or floor pillow of your own.
So thank you so much for joining me for the February edit. Hopefully you guys got some good inspiration from some of the favorites, and that, projects that don't go as planned, you can still persevere and make something cute out of. I have some fun, exciting plans coming up for March. I'm going to go see a concert that I was gifted for Christmas. Hopefully, going to go see the movie Project Hail Mary. I have the book sitting back there to read, so I have to get through that this month. But that would be such a fun thing. My husband already read it, he enjoyed it, so that would be a fun time for us. And we'll see what else we get up to. I'll be making some spring inspired snacks and treats for us to enjoy as the weather is starting to get warmer, and I'm so happy about that. But until then, I hope you guys are taking care. Give a hug to someone who you love, give a chat to someone who you haven't chatted to in a while. Yeah, buddy. Oh, big stretch. Okay. And take care.